Hello everyone and welcome to another Doctor Who review with me, John Parker, and...
Me, Jack Curling, and today we are reviewing the 2017 Christmas special, Twice Upon a Time. Now, there is a lot in this episode that we're going to be talking about, not mainly plot-based, but a whole lot of other things, so I'll try and keep the plot as brief as possible. So, first things first, to start of the episode, we have an introduction taken from the, well, as it said in the video, in the actual episode, 709 episodes ago. I thought that was fantastic, by the way. I loved that. So 709 episodes ago. It didn't say how long exactly, because of course, you know, relative to our time and to Doctor Who's time on TV, to how long the Doctor's been around, it's different. But I thought the 709 episodes caption was just, it was quite humorous, and
it was a little bit of a fourth wall break like that.
Yeah, you know, I thought it was just a good little feel to add for Doctor Who fans who've watched the show or are familiar with the classic side. So obviously we've come from the 10th planet, where the Doctor is obviously about to die and he's going to regenerate, the first Doctor that is. So obviously we see Polly and, you know what, I've forgotten the bloke's name. And was Ben, thank you. And obviously was about to regenerate, but then of course our current Doctor is also in a similar situation, and then that is when the timeline just breaks. The timeline breaks and literally these two Doctors are having to battle the elements, literally, in order to restore things to how they were and to come to terms with their current fate. So, that's the beginning of the episode. The episode itself, obviously, we had the introduction of Mark Gatiss's character, which of course I think everyone figured out was going to be a Lethbridge-Stewart. Many people did theorise.
I didn't make the clock, I didn't, but...
Many people actually have already theorised that he was actually going to be a Lethbridge-Stewart.
I did see a few theories about that, yeah.
Yeah, so of course, he was taken out of his time because of the two Doctors' own personal dilemma, which then, for some reason, then got them to the, what was it, the Temple of the Dead?
Yes, I think so.
Not entirely sure how that really fitted in, to be honest.
No, well, it was, I think
that's what
the two doctors made the problem with time. The glass lady thingy is like a computer that basically detects these time anomalies. So she wanted to try and fix that. So she basically captured them all. She knew they were all in the TARDIS, so she grabbed the TARDIS and picked it up into her ship just so she could show them everything and tell them everything. That was basically how that worked.
But of course, the first Doctor made this point. He wasn't too sure as to why the captain was singled out. Why, when he was being plucked from his timeline to get his memories, why was he the one to accidentally go with the Doctors? I think the reason behind that might be because obviously his connection to the Brigadier and the Doctor's future. I don't know.
Might be.
Yeah, well that's the most logical explanation I can kind of come out with. So the Temple of the Dead, they're the ones who extract memories from people who are about to die in their current time streams, and then they're sent back to literally live out their last moment and then essentially die, where their consciousness that was copied over before they died is stored in glass figurine, glass robots kind of things. For what purpose? That wasn't really kind of explained, was it really, their purpose of copying memories and preserving them, or was it just for I don't know, understanding?
Maybe a database.
Yeah,
who knows?
I suppose it was just getting the perspective of nature itself. You know, how the universe functions, or how people's lives have been lived, or something like that. So really, that was kind of a plot to kind of just I feel was like a fill-in, in to everything else that happened. But of course, we had the return of Bill Potts. Yeah. Bill Potts, who actually wasn't Bill Potts, but I think we kind of all figured that out, didn't we? That she wasn't really who she was.
At the beginning, I thought she was
but she is
the real thing, and then after that, I was like, okay. Yeah.
If you really think about it a lot, it's kind of confusing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking about it right now, and I'm thinking, well, what was the point of the whole Temple of the Dead scenario, plot? You know, there wasn't really much there. Essentially, this was an episode where the two Doctors had to find a way to kind of get over the fact that yes, they're dying, but they've got to move on and just accept what's going to come next.
Mm.
That's essentially what this episode was all about. Even though part of the plot didn't really make sense much, I still feel that it fitted in quite nicely. Don't ask me how, but I think it just kind of blended.
Well, I read the advanced review that people had watched, the people who had watched it earlier than us, and they summed it up pretty well. It was a Christmassy episode. It was a good Christmassy episode.
And in one word, the one word I can use to describe this episode was deep. It's deep. Emotionally, this episode was phenomenal. Emotionally.
Mm.
My heart was racing when Peter Capaldi was about to change.
Mine too. I was like, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous how this is going to go. I don't know how this is going to go.
Biting my lip. I was like...
Throughout his speech, like parts of it were not fully going in because I was worrying. I was like, it's right, it's coming. You know? And then when it actually happened, I was like, goodbye.
So really, when you think about this, the whole basic plot of the episode was really insignificant compared to what else we had. Because I think if I sum it up briefly, the emotionally side of the episode was more powerful than the actual story itself.
Yeah, I will say David Bradley did a marvelous job.
Oh, blimey,
lovely job. I did like his acting in that.
The humour in this was absolutely astonishing.
Yes.
I love
and of course,
the humour.
the olden day speak, you know, but making women put in their place and what have you, and you can't say that.
But I loved their shock when when the first Doctor and the Captain were saying, "Oh yes, we know a bit about the opposite sex," and Bill goes, "Yes, so do I."
I know.
Lord. And when she kept using the word arse as well.
Yeah.
It opens the door and says, "If I hear you say that again,
I'm going to do a good spank on."
I just thought that was hilarious. And obviously, Peter Capaldi's Doctor was trying to, because obviously our generation now see that as kind of a, I'm going to use the word kinky kind of way, you know. So Peter Capaldi's Doctor was trying to just like, okay, let's just forget that was even said and move on. Because that's just how it was. But oh my god, the humour was amazing.
Changing gears a little, we also saw Daleks out of their shells, mutated a bit, attacking. I liked that little like spidery style with brains. It was a bit weird.
Actually, it was like an actual spider, because some spiders have those big sacks, don't they? It was
like a spider crossed with a face hugger, crossed with crossed with a Dalek. So
a Rutan came to mind for some reason.
A what?
A Rutan.
What's the
Rutan, the ones that the Sun Tyrants have been at war with for centuries. They changed their... Well, actually, think about, in the Dalek Manhattan episode.
Yeah.
When the failed experiments were on the floor, the glowing things.
Yes.
That's kind of like a Rutan. That's got the same kind of physical aspects of a Rutan. But yeah, anyway, sorry, off on a tangent there.
And then we also saw Rusty, which was a great comeback. I loved
Series
that.
8, episode 2.
Yeah, so that was a lovely comeback. I think that was brilliant because we only saw him once, and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool, bringing him back.
It was quite good. I did enjoy that.
Anything else of interest?
I mean, like I said, it was just basically an episode where it was kind of like a distraction for both Doctors.
It was.
Yeah. But at the end, the battlefield, when the Captain's been placed back in his own personal time stream and everything's kind of gone back, and then that sinking between the two sides, I thought that was brilliant.
That was a really good thing as well, because that actually happened, you see, and that's what's so great as well.
Seeing that actually happen in the Doctor's episode, I thought it was lovely. And of course, also, the two Doctors, two Doctors handshaking to, say a final goodbye. Yeah,
and the regeneration energy between them, yeah.
It mixed beautifully.
I thought they couldn't touch each other without causing a time problem. Well, then again, there was already a time problem.
True, but I think continuity got thrown out the window when Steven Moffat came into, to be perfectly honest with you.
Whatever. But no, it's funny, interestingly, at the end, Peter Capaldi's Doctor specifically stated, or at least it appeared, that he was going to take the route of I'm going to die rather than regenerate. Yep. And then right at the very end, he was just like, to hell with it, another journey won't hurt. So that's kind of an interesting one, and it was a really good. I was really interested to see how Chris Chibnall would start his venue, shall we say?
It's how Matt Smith did his as well, wasn't it? If you remember.
Kind of, yeah.
Hanging out the TARDIS, but this one was a bit different.
This one, can we just talk about the ending? So he regenerates, and we sit. And oh, by the way, a small little thing for those who eagle listeners. Eagle eyes, eagle listeners. Anyway, of our viewers will notice that some of the music in the episode was old.
Yes. Varley Dasham as well.
Yeah.
Used on the first Doctor.
David Tennant musics and things like that were all mingled in together.
That hit me. That did a little bit. Validation for the first Doctor.
Yep. But there was also some other David Tennant music that I heard in like a brass
Doctor's theme
instrument. Yeah. That they used to play in Series 3. So that was interesting.
Doctor Forever. That was it. Sorry, on the tip of my tongue. Doctor Forever.
Yeah. And then, of course, at the end, when we see that she's just regenerated, you see the bright light. Rachel Talalay is great work there. And you've got the music, the oohing, as you say.
Yep.
And then her first words, very northern.
Oh,
brilliant. You know, like a bright smile, like, oh my God, I'm a girl. That's great, you know. And then she presses the button and sends the TARDIS into a stupid... Why does she always do that? She always makes the mistake of destroying the damn thing. But anyway... Then again, she already kind of did it with the regeneration energy, so what the heck. And then and that was a really good thing, by the way, how Chris Chibnall at the very end there made it so she would fall out, the TARDIS would disappear, and she's just falling. So now we're left in a little bit of a cliffhanger, which is why it said to be continued at the end. Will she fall with the TARDIS catching her, or will someone else catch her, and she has to go and find her TARDIS?
You know what I think's happened? I think for the first time ever... the TARDIS has gotten a bit confused and a bit muffled.
That would be funny.
Because the Doctor's changed now to a you know, has changed so much now. The TARDIS is like, what just happened? Also, do bear in mind that I think this is the first time actually a Regeneration's done this, but her regeneration energy has actually shattered the actual rotor. It went up into the tube and eventually went.
That happened after she regenerated, though, because she was just about falling through the door, and then I saw the fire go up there.
That's what we're talking about, because the TARDIS has dematerialised and gone. It's gone.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Was the TARDIS so confused, or is the TARDIS now just completely damaged that the TARDIS has gone? Okay, I need a minute because everything just happened all at once.
Excuse me, I need a minute. 1 second. Somebody, you just gonna fall?
Everything just happened at once. But no, I think you're right in your with your first theory. Was your first or your second? Someone's going to catch her.
Yeah, I think she's either going to fall into the sea near Sheffield, or she's because we know that the filming location was Sheffield.
Yes.
So that's where they're probably going to do the setting. So she's falling down to Sheffield, and I'm sure Bradley Walsh's character probably will find her. Now, we did see on some of the leaked photos, I know they're leaked, we shouldn't see them, but we did see a picture of her in Peter Capaldi's outfit holding a bag with electrical equipment in it. Well, it looked like it. So maybe she's trying to find her TARDIS again. She'll just be like, scanning for like some sort of frequency or something, Now, I don't know how Chris Chibnall's going to do it, but...
To quickly finish, I mean, we haven't talked much about, obviously, Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor, obviously because we haven't been able to do videos because, obviously, certain circumstances, mainly in your case, So, because obviously we never did a video about the reveal, which was a bad time for mainly you, in a way. I'm just not, I'll put this out there, I'm not looking forward to seeing her in that costume. The costume that was revealed.
I'm still working it out. I'm not quite a fan of the suspenders. I like her coat. The coat with the rainbow thing. I like that. But I'm not sure about her suspenders thing.
I'm not entirely sure about that either, to be honest. The costume she was wearing during the actual reveal video, yes, that is a good Doctor's outfit. That was perfect. Why? And the hood, making her a mysterious Doctor. Oh, that was brilliant. Why then change into... Can you imagine running from a Dalek in that costume? Just imagine that in your head right now.
Look how impractical that is.
It's not it's not just impractical, but it just looks goofy and stupid. It's taken away it is taking away Doctor's seriousness you know,
Well,
serious
we'll see how
aspect.
she plays it. She might
Yes.
make it a serious outfit. You never know. It depends on how she does things. I mean, what I will say is with her, it's brilliant comment. How a smile was there. I was like, okay.
It was a nice
So
smile.
she's got this. She's eccentric. She's energetic. That's what a doctor's going to get. It gives off this energetic feel.
Curious.
So she's I've got a funny feeling because
Curious.
remember she took her finger, not even using a proper finger. She took one little finger and went with the almost as if she didn't know what the hell she was doing. She's like, oh, button.
The
press.
Doctor never normally does after he's regenerated. He's a bit kind of here,
But
there,
it's-
and everywhere.
But it's the way she did it. It was as you say, curious. It was almost as if
Yeah.
she's become goofy, which might be a character. Who knows? It depends. I really am excited to see how it is performed.
Well, Matt Smith's Doctor was quite goofy as well.
Mm.
But obviously, when his Doctor became angry, we certainly knew about it.
And I'm fascinated to see what the TARDIS is going to be like, the new one.
Oh, we do. Well, we know from the outside. We don't know the outside. I love the look of.
The outside is very nice, but the inside. Now, we already know the inside's built. Now, if you want to know how I know that, it's because filming has been going on for quite a bit now, and they would have already got to the point now where she's gone into a new TARDIS, guaranteed. So,
But we haven't
I've
seen
got
any
a funny feeling
photographs yet.
they won't release any. I've got a funny feeling we will not know until right at the end, if that. We might not see it until the episode.
Unless one of the crew members wants to lose their job.
Or someone snaps a picture of the doors open of the exterior and they've got the backdrop on it. But we'll find out.
I hope that changes in the new series, for crying out loud. If they can get a good vortex, can they do us a favour and actually put a green screen in the back of the exterior so we can actually have a three-dimensional interior, for crying out loud. I think we've had enough of the backdrop now.
That's up to the BBC's budget, dear.
Yes, as they don't actually have much money than we think they do.
Well, no, I think they just limit the budget. I think they just say, you're not having that much.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
all in all, excited. David,
Yes.
Bradley Walsh will be very interesting character. I'm very interested to see how he plays his character. We've seen him do both comedic and serious, so that will be interesting to see how he plays his part.
I think this is the first time we've had a trio companion since Peter Davison.
Yes.
Because Peter Davison obviously had Adric.
Mm-hmm.
And then two other women, and I can't remember their bloody names. But yeah, I think this is the first time since then we've actually had a trio of companions. But anyway, so John, your verdict for this episode, of course it being what it is, and out of 10, what are you going to give?
Well, I'm going to be very lenient because, come on, it's a Christmas episode.
Oh yes,
It's not a proper episode. It's a Christmas episode. It's a special, and for what it's worth, as a little bit of a filler, in a way,
Yes.
to try and lead up to that regeneration. I liked it. I thought, even though, by the way, the introduction I didn't like. I thought it was too abrupt to the title sequence. There was a bit of a, but anyway, that's just me being picky.
yeah.
So I will ignore that, and I will be nice, and I will say I'm going to give it a 10.
A 10.
Just because.
Okay.
Come on. End of Moffat's era. I'm happy.
For me, obviously the whole Temple of the Dead thing was kind of like, I really do think that the whole Temple of the Dead plotline was totally insignificant, in a way. I think they could have taken that out and replaced it with something else. Personally, I didn't think Bill's character needed to come back really anyway, to be honest, but whatever. All in all, but regardless of that, emotionally the episode was just phenomenal. I absolutely loved it. I
don't
adored
forget
it.
Clara as well.
Yes, because they returned as memories. They weren't real, they were just memories. So for me, I think I'm going to give this a 9.5. I'm going to give it a 9.5, definitely. I was hoping we'd actually get more with Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, so we'd get a pre-idea.
An idea how she'll be. But then again, they've never done that.
Pre-idea. True.
But, and
true.
Chris Chibnall is only just started, so I think he wants to give everyone, I think that was his taster, brilliant, and then flies out the TARDIS and the TARDIS appears.
Yeah.
That was a good start, that was a good taster. Now I want to see what he does now with that. So we're going to have to wait till August, September, autumn time.
I think
before we
it was
see that.
It was October, wasn't it? I think.
Really? That late?
No,
I don't want to wait that long.
You might be right. It's just from what I remember seeing before. But anyway, so folks, that is the end of our Christmas review. We hope you enjoyed it, and of course, Merry Christmas to all of you, and a Happy New Year, a Happy 2018.
Have a good 2018, guys. Yes.
We wish you all the best. We hope you have the best of luck in 2018. We hope all good comes to and for you. Video-wise for next year, I think we'll give another video anyway at some point in the new year to kind of just outline as to what we have planned and what current living conditions are. And
I should just quickly say, just as a quick update, to summarise what's happened, I've moved house, so everything's a mess. So I can't get videos done as easy at the moment.
Yep.
But give it a few months, and I'll be fully set up. But give it a few weeks, and I might be able to start doing videos again.
Yep,
it depends on how fast I can get my main rig set up, because I'm on my laptop at the moment. So, see you then, guys.
Yep, see you then. Take care.
Bear with us, please.
Yep. Take care. Have a lovely day for the rest of the day. Have a lovely break. And, of course, remember...
Let your geeks side out, guys.
Okay.
I'll say that quickly then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, folks, for watching. If you enjoyed, do please leave a like or comment below on this video.
If you want more, on Jack's side is the last video and the recommended video that we've suggested to you.
To stay tuned for more, on John's right is the link to our channel so you can subscribe, and also we have a link to our website if you want more information about who we are and what we do. Until next time,
take care, stay safe,
and remember,
let your geeky side out. Bye bye, guys.